Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for joining your virtual drinking buddy. Still working on supper, still too fucking hot to be outside, so I'm going to crack open one of these. Dragon's Breath, Dark Heff. So I picked this up on a recent vacation. My family and I had a quick weekend to spearfish South Dakota, went over into Wyoming, went and saw Devil's Tower, and then we were real close to Montana, and we've never been, so we wanted to say that we've been to Montana, so we drove up into Montana, and it was a gorgeous drive, but also like very much alone. We were on roads we would go miles without seeing any sort of civilization. We would see these large fields full of large hay bales, but no home nearby or even barns. Occasionally we'd see some cattle, but so we're like out in the middle of nowhere, and then we come up over this hill and kind of level out, and everything kind of looks like a desert, and it's like the southeast corner of Montana. And we came upon this little town called Alzada, and when I say a little town, what I mean is there was a convenience store there at an intersection of this, I guess it was two highways, but the road we were on going into Montana from Wyoming, I mean, it was just kind of like a road, kind of like a country road, and then a more traversed but still two-lane highway that runs east-west. And there was a sign on the outside that said souvenirs, so of course I had to go and just see if they have magnets. That's kind of my collection, is I pick up magnets from my travels and I put them on my beer fridge. But I was lucky enough to have found this Dragon's Breath Dark Heff Ale, it says. It's by Bayern Brewing. They are out of Missoula, I believe. But yep, Missoula, Montana, Bayern Brewing Company. It looks like this weighs in at 6% ABV. And I looked them up as soon as we were back in somewhere that had cell phone service. Excuse me, how terribly crude. Oh, it looks like they've been around since 1987. Anyway, so I looked up their website, and yeah, on the label it says Dark Heff, or it's also a Dunkelweizen, so. But yeah, I was just super excited to see this, because this, I mean, just a little convenience store, truck stop sort of place out in the middle of nowhere. Like, literally the only other thing other than this, this truck stop was maybe like a strip mining operation on top of like inside of a plateau or something. There's just kind of this big plateau looking thing, and then like a lot of like heavy equipment like bulldozers and things of that nature. And there was a lot of traffic on that road, but I did not see an actual town to speak of. It's just nuts. I mean, there are places in this country that are just so overcrowded, and then you go to some place like that where I mean, it was about a 2.5 hour loop maybe from South Dakota into Wyoming up to Montana, and then back through Wyoming back into South Dakota. And most of our drive in Wyoming, I mean, we saw nobody. I mean, there was maybe one other town. I know there was some spot in Wyoming that was kind of in the middle of nowhere, and all of a sudden you had to slow down. It wasn't even really a town. It was some sort of industrial complex type thing. They didn't say what they did, but it was owned by Halliburton. There was a lot of signs saying Halliburton. Some of the vehicles were labeled Halliburton. So who knows what they're making up there in Wyoming, but we just kept driving and figured it wasn't really our business. Alright, well, this poured out nice and dark. I can almost see through it. Like, I can kind of see my fingers through that. I wouldn't call this hazy, it's just dark. Maybe I didn't swish it good enough. I mean, there's some stuff stuck to the bottom of the bottle, so it's probably where all the haze is. Yeah, you smell a little bit of wheat, a little bit of like a roasted note. And that's really all I'm picking up. There's only one thing left to do. Cheers. Yeah, I mean, it tastes like, it smells like, kind of like if you toasted a dark piece of wheat bread. But then there's a little bit of a sweetness to it too. But then there's still picking up a little bit of clove, a little bit of banana. That's probably where the sweetness is coming from. Not a bad beer. Medium light body. I was hoping for maybe a little thicker beer, but oh no, it's pretty good. 6%, you can't complain at that. And it tastes pretty darn good. Alright, well, that's all I got. I appreciate you watching. If you liked what you saw, please hit the like and subscribe button below. And don't forget to tell your friends. And this is the Malted Gentleman reminding you, you only have one liver, so use it wisely.